Hello, good afternoon. This is David Soto talking to you, and today is my weekly trade prediction video, okay, for Wednesday, August 4th, 2021, all right? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick a random currency pair from this list right here you see, and I'm going to load that using my Excalibur Trend Indicator, okay? And then based on different strategies that I've developed over time and my experience trading, we're going to try to pinpoint a not exact but approximate entry point, okay, where to place a trade, okay? And typically, just so you know, typically I like to place pending orders, okay? I very rarely will I place market execution trades, because just to place a trade right now means you know the exact spot where to get in. We don't know that, but there are times where you want to place market execution trades as, like, if the trend is going up, the overall trend is going up, right, and we have a pullback going down and we see that it's getting ready to reverse and go back up again, then you could place a market execution trade. Okay, that's just one example, right? And the opposite would be true for a sell trade like that. Okay, it's hard to just enter a trade, open a chart and enter a trade. Most of the time you're not going to get that lucky, okay? So just keep in mind that most of these examples I'm going to be showing you are using pending orders, okay? So anyhow, for the currency pair today, I don't know what we're going to pick. Let's pick GBPCAD. I love GBP pairs, Great British Pound, and with the Great British Pound pairs, you generally can make a lot of profit on a small amount of pips, okay? Now, conversely, you can lose a lot of money, okay? Anytime you have a chance to make a lot of money, you have an opposite possibility to lose a lot of money. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and load this using my Excalibur Trend Indicator, like I said. Now, the default time here is a 1 hour chart, okay, like we see right here, okay? And right now the 1 hour chart is showing to go down, okay? So it's probably going to go down here in the next few hours, maybe the next 24 hours, I don't know. Now, what I like to do is I like to look at all the time frames, really, but I'll start with the higher time frames, the 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly chart, okay? Those will give me a good idea of where the market is headed long term, okay? I'll stay away from the monthly chart because that's just too broad, okay? But the 4 hour, daily, and weekly will give me a good idea of where the market is headed over, say, the next few months, okay? But that will give me, once I have the idea of where the market is headed, then I can go to the smaller time frames and then try to judge, a decent entry point, okay? So example, if the long-term trend is going up, then I want to look at the smaller time frames and find out where it's dropping, and then put a buy limit pending order like this, right? So the price will drop, hit that buy limit, and then go back up for the kill, okay? That's typically how I like to trade, okay? And that's how I want to convey and teach you how to trade as well. So right now, like as you see, it's showing the sell. Let's look at the 4 hour chart real quick and see what the 4 hour chart says. Okay, we got a signal to sell, signal to buy, and we do not have a signal to sell, although we are at a pretty strong level of resistance, okay? We do not have a red arrow, meaning it probably will go up. And the reason being, because you see we had a red arrow here at this point, so we're looking for the price to go back up to that point again, okay, potentially for another red arrow to form. Now right now it's definitely showing to go down, and we are at a pretty strong level of resistance. So in this particular case, you could just go here to new order and click sell and be done. You could do a market execution trade because it definitely looks like it wants to drop. However, before I do that, let's just look at all the time frames, okay, and see where the price is headed long term. Okay, here on the daily chart it shows to go up, okay? I have a feeling that it's going to go up to this level somewhere in here and form a red arrow. I don't know, okay, just a feeling. and the weekly chart shows to go down. Okay, we have a red arrow, and it's never formed a blue arrow. So I don't know. That's pretty far out. Okay, where it's going to form a blue arrow, we don't know. That's unfortunately, this is going to be like a long ways out. Okay, this is going to be months down the road. Since this red arrow is formed back in February, March, the beginning of March in 2020, last year. Okay, now this is already in August 2021. So you're looking about almost a year and a half since this red arrow is formed. So we got I don't know when the next blue arrow is going to form, but it's going to be a while. So anyhow, the daily chart shows to go up. Okay, and it's been going up. Okay, so we're getting close to a reversal. Okay, getting ready to go back down. So I'm right now at this very moment, I would be looking to sell. Okay, because even though we don't have any arrows here to sell, and this is on the 4-hour chart, by the way, but even though we don't have any arrows to sell right now, I feel very strongly that it's going to drop. Okay, if you go to the 1-hour chart, it's showing to drop already. So what I would do in this particular case, and this is I'm glad I picked this one actually, but I could go ahead and just do market execution. I could put a take profit in, and I'm going to put this at 1.74300. I could do more, but that's enough for right now. I'm going to hit, and notice I'm not using a stop loss, because typically most brokers, I can't say all, but many brokers use special software called a virtual dealer plugin, or VDP software, that they can use to hunt your stop loss. Okay, they can actually find your stop loss and force you to hit it. Okay, I've seen this many times myself in my own trading. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and click on sell, and the trade was successfully placed, and you see it right here. Now all you do now is just sit back and wait. Okay, now hopefully my predictions are right, that this will drop. Now we had a price come up here and then come up a second time. Okay, if we mark this resistance here, we see that it actually broke. So when that happens, when the resistance breaks, typically the price is going to go much higher. Not always. Okay, but right now it's showing the drop. This indicator is not repainted, so I do feel that this will be dropping. Now I do not want a huge take profit. How many pips is this right here? It's showing 221 pips. Okay, and I probably could tighten this up a little bit more, make it about 200 pips. Oh, this is a fresh demo account opened, but I could tighten this up a little bit more. Whatever. We have, I'm going to mark something real quick just to show you. We have a support right here. Okay, whenever you see the price come down like that and all these points form right here, you have a support. Okay, so we're looking for the price to drop down and touch that support again. Hopefully it's going to break that and keep dropping. So I put the take profit slightly above, just to make sure it actually hits that take profit. Okay, so 139 pips is not bad. Depending on your lot size, you could have, like here, I'm using a 0.10 lot size, I'd have $11 profit. Okay, that's not bad. And you see it's dropping right now as I'm making this video. Okay, it might just hit that take profit here in a few minutes. We don't know. Now also, I could put a sell limit. What if this price shoots back up again? Watch this. This is kind of crazy, but there's a method to my madness. Watch this. I'm going to do like a double kill, if you will. But we're going to put this at 1.74700. Okay, and take profit at 1.74500. Okay, that's only 200 pips in profit. Okay, and see right there it says 200 pips. So what I'm doing is, if the price shoots back up again and drops, it'll come down for another kill. Hopefully this is going to drop right now, hit that, and then bounce back up again. In addition to this, and now we're getting in a little bit of gambling, but we could put a sell stop pending order slightly below this green line right here. Okay, we could put a sell stop with about a 200 pip take profit as well. Okay, we don't want to be having huge take profits. We want these trades to kind of open and close the same day, okay, within 24 hours. That way we try to avoid the swap fees that will dig into your profits. Okay, so here I'm going to put a sell stop pending order, and we're going to put this at 1.74 300, I guess so, and see how this looks. I can always readjust this later on, but so okay, sell stops at 1.74 300 and take profits at 1.74 100. Okay, just so you know. And then you see that right there. Now I could actually slide this down just slightly, readjust that. I want a little bit of space between that support. I don't want it to touch that and then shoot back up. So if it breaks, I want it to keep going. So hopefully it will. All right. So now, like I said, this is 200 pips. Okay. Now let's go to the 4-hour chart real quick. Okay. If we look at the 4-hour chart, we had this price hit here and dropped all the way back down and come back up again. Okay. So potentially, and we don't know the future. Okay. This could go up right now, but I don't think it will. I have a feeling that it's going to drop down at least halfway in here. Okay, I don't think it's going to drop down to this point here. It's probably going to drop down in the middle and then go back up again. Okay, we need this to go higher to form that red arrow we've been looking for. If you look at the daily chart, it shows to go up as well. So this wants to go up long term. Okay, now you might say, oh, wait a minute, it's going to go up long term. Why are you trying to sell? Well, I'm looking at what can I get right now within the next 24 hours. Okay, and yes, I feel that the price will be dropping down. Now, with the idea in my mind that this is going to go up more, okay, what's going to happen is the price came down to here, had a low point, came up, had a higher low point here, came up, had an even higher low point here. So the price is going to go up and have another higher low point, okay, somewhere in here, and go back up. So what we can do, check this out. I'm going to mark that support right there. Okay, so you can see, I'm going to go to a smaller time frame. Let's check the 4-hour. Okay, there's that support right there. What I want to put here is I'm going to put a buy limit pending order. So if the price drops down to here, it'll activate a buy trade and come back up. Okay, and to me that's even better than using a stop loss, because with a take profit you can only win in profit. Now I'm going to hit a new order and I'm going to choose buy limit, and I'm going to put this at 1.73 400. Okay, and that was going to put, it's going to put that right in here, right below that tick mark. Okay, and then take profit I'm going to put at 1.73. I'll put 1.74. That's going to give me some decent profit right there. Okay, so here is the buy limit pending order, it says right there, and take profit right here of 600 pips in total profit. Okay, you see that? So now that's 600 pips. Now we don't know. Like I said, it could drop down right now and shoot back up higher. This may never activate. We don't know. This is just kind of a what if scenario, and that we're just looking at the past is all we're looking at. All right, hopefully if my calculations are correct, this will drop down and activate that. Now I could, if I want, bring this up a little bit just to make sure it actually does activate. Now if it activates a buy trade right here and drops more down. You will have a little bit of drawdown until it finally comes back up. But, you know, rest assured it will go back up because, like I said, the long-term trend is bullish. At least for the next, I don't know, the next few weeks, next few months, it should be going up. Like if you look at the weekly chart, yeah, it shows to go down, but I don't, you know, this, oh my God, this is so far out. Yes, it will go down, but in the next few weeks, it should be shooting up to a high point somewhere in here. And then this is August, so I'd probably be like September, October, we see this drop back down again. Okay, it just take times. Everything goes in cycles. In Forex, you can see all these up and down cycles, right? Up trends, down trends, all that kind of stuff, right? So we have to look at what's going to happen in the next few hours, what's going to happen in the next few weeks, and what's going to happen in the next few months. Okay, and then kind of try to compile that in our minds where this price is going. Okay, do we want to get some short, quick profits now for the next 24 hours, and do we on the reversal we can get some profits going into next week potentially? Okay, today's Wednesday. Okay, and generally we have a lot of good reversals on Wednesday, but not always. All right, but Wednesday is one of my favorite days to trade because we do see a lot of reversals. Now, do keep in mind, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but this Friday is the non-farm payroll, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen, and that's going to affect mostly the U.S. dollar and Canadian dollar pairs. Anything attached to the U.S. dollar will be strongly affected, and the U.S. dollar is expected to have a boost. Okay, go up because the unemployment rate should drop slightly, but again, we don't know. Everything's predicted right now, so hopefully the U.S. dollar will get that boost because the U.S. dollar has been dropping. Now, speaking of the U.S. dollar, let me pick a USD pair to give you my analysis. I'm going to pick USDCAD because that is probably one of the most affected pairs this week. All right, so here on USDCAD, let me shift the chart a little bit. We see the price had gone up. And of course, this is a 1 hour chart, but the price had gone up and then got a red arrow, but it hasn't really gone back down. It's gone down a little bit, but hasn't gone down that much. So to me, it's kind of still in an uptrend. I could draw a trend line right here. Let's see, like this. Oops, that is not a trend line. That is a horizontal line. Oops, sorry about that. Let me. Right there. Okay. Now, this is your support going up. Okay. Whenever you have a trend going up, you need to mark your support. Okay. When that breaks, that's the perfect time to sell. So technically right now we're still in an uptrend. Okay, and do not sell. As a matter of fact, you probably could buy right now because this looks like it's going to go back up. This candle dropped and it's going to go back up. How I know that? Look at the 4 hour chart. 4 hour chart shows to be going up. Okay, if my predictions are right, then this Friday will have a big boost. Okay, now, wow, look at this. Daily chart shows to sell, and the weekly chart shows to buy. Okay, it's been showing that for a long time. Now, here's what we could possibly predict. Okay, I don't know. 1 hour shows to sell. I don't know, but I want to say that this will break. Okay, and here's my rationale, here's my thinking about this USDCAD. If the US dollar is going to be shooting up this coming Friday, today's Wednesday, right? Now, it's already been going up, and like I said before, Wednesdays are good days for reversals. So what could happen is this could drop down, this could break this support and drop down somewhere in here over the next 48 hours. Okay, Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday when the non-farm payroll comes out, shoot back up again. Okay, if the US dollar is going to go up, then typically what happens is it goes down a few days before, and vice versa. If the US dollar is going to be shooting down, it's going to have bad news, you're going to see it spike up a few days prior, and then have that kill go down. It doesn't always work that way, but typically that's what we see. Okay, that's what I have noticed over time, and I've been doing this for 6 years now, so I've been able to monitor, study the behavior of these charts, and I can see what's going on. So anyhow, yes, this could potentially drop down. Now, how do we place a trade? Do you want to buy right now, market execution? No. Okay. Let's prepare ourselves, because the daily chart shows to what? Sell. Okay, interesting. So, and the bigger the time frame, the stronger the trend. And of course, the weekly is stronger than the daily, so I don't think it's going to be dropping that far. Okay, if it does. And let me delete this one trend line here so I can give you something else to show you. This is the weekly chart rather, but look at this. If I draw a trend line going up like that, okay, that's pretty much what we just saw on the 4 hour before. See that? So we are definitely in an uptrend. Okay, and this is just a weekly chart. Just want to kind of show you as an example. If you go down to the daily chart, you can see that a little bit better as well. Okay, so we are expecting this to go up, but I don't know if it's going to break. Now here's something a little interesting. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see this. I have all these points right here touched perfect, but here it's not touching. Okay, so meaning it could drop. This is the daily chart. It could drop the next 2 days, and then Friday go back up. That's a very, very, very likely scenario. So what should we do? Let's go back to the daily chart. I want to put a buy limit pin in order. Okay, and I'm going to put the buy limit, just bear with me here, but and this one's a little bit tricky to trade, but I'm going to put this at 1.24, let's say 900. Okay, 1.24 900, and then take profit at 1.25 800. Okay, it's kind of big, but that's something I can be, open and close within a couple of days. I'm going to place that trade here. Okay, now this is what we're looking for. Let's look at the 4 hour chart so we can see a little bit clearer picture. What we're looking for is the price to drop down to this trend line here, this pink colored trend line, right? So it will drop down to here, activate a buy trade, and probably drop down a little bit more. So you would have some drawdown, okay, but then it's going to go back up for the kill, okay, and hit this take profit, okay, and you have 900 pips in total profit, okay. Now you could have a smaller take profit if you want, but this right here is a good amount of pips, and that is achievable probably within about 48 hours, okay, maybe 2 or 3 days at the max, okay, and that's what we're looking for, okay. You'll have a little bit of swap fees, yes, but not gonna have this trade open for weeks at a time. And we want to trade with the long-term trend, which is bullish, that's going up. Okay, you see that? So we know long-term this is going to go up. Okay, and hopefully all the predictions, not my predictions, but the predictions of economists, are predicting that the US dollar is going to go up this Friday with the non-farm payroll. So if that is all true and what I've been reading online, then yes, we want to be buying, not selling. Okay, so it probably will drop the next day or so, next 24 to 48 hours, and by Friday, when non-farm payroll kicks in, which is, you know, the first hour of the New York session at 9 a.m. Eastern time, okay, and when that news is released, we will see a lot of activity, and this will probably spike up. It might spike down a little bit and then shoot back up again. That's typically what happens, but anyhow, that's okay. If it shoots down a little bit, you have some drawdown, don't panic, okay, because it will shoot back up, okay. Just remember though, good money management, 0.01 lot size for every $500, okay. That's my basic recommendation I've learned over time. If you follow that formula, generally you cannot go wrong, okay. And I tried to recommend people have like a maximum of 5 trades open at a time, just to be safe. You could place more trades if you want, but as a general rule of thumb, I would recommend 5 trades open at a time with that lot size ratio, okay. That way, you know, you play it safe, okay. Anyhow, so I'm gonna head and I'm gonna stop this video now, but I think I have blabbered, run my mouth long enough. But if you have any questions at all about this, how I figured my strategy, or you know, how I come up with this, please hit me up on Facebook. I have a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Please contact me there. If you have any questions about any of all of my other strategies in my other videos, or if you have a particular currency pair that you want me to examine, and maybe we can sit down and kind of work on that a little bit, and I'll show you how I would trade that, so you would get an idea also how to trade, okay. So anyhow, please contact me on Facebook. There is also a link in the description of the video for my private Facebook group. If you have not joined my Facebook group, please do so that way you can post any questions or comments in my Facebook group, and we can all collaborate as a team, have an open discussion, okay. So anyhow, I hope this helps you. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a prosperous week. Thank you.